What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Unparalleled Universe for another action figure comparison video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Toybiz Marvel Legends Ant-Man, and we're going to see how he compares to the Hasbro Marvel Legends Ant-Man. For the most part, I really don't like to compare Toybiz figures with Hasbro figures because Toybiz has been gone for a long time. A lot of the Marvel Legends figures that they made have a special place in my heart, but realistically, they don't really hold up. There's very few that look good in your current Marvel Legends display. I really think that Ant-Man is one of them, and that's why I thought that this comparison was worth doing, because I was really excited about the Hasbro Ant-Man, and I do like the figure, but I just don't know if it topped the Ant-Man from Toybiz like a lot of recent Hasbro figures have been able to do with their Toybiz counterparts. But yeah, let's get right into this, starting with the overall look of the two figures. Both of these figures take inspiration from the original Ant-Man looks, and even though the Toybiz version is supposed to be Scott Lang, I've always felt like it worked perfectly fine as a stand-in for Hank Pym because they pretty much have the same costumes. And as far as the way the figures look, I think the Hasbro one has a much cleaner look to it. The joints are smaller and they don't look as bad as they do on the Toybiz one. But even on the Toybiz one, the joints don't look horrible. The shoulder joints are a little big and the hips look a little bit funny, but it's not the worst offender when it comes to those kind of things. And I really don't think that they stand out that bad, and this figure still looks really good on your shelf. Obviously the Hasbro one looks a lot smoother and looks better with Hasbro figures, but yeah, it's just because they have a nice uniform design and the joints and everything just look better. But one thing I do like on the Toybiz version over the Hasbro version is on the gloves, the details are actually sculpted, as you could see there. They look really nice, and on the Hasbro one, they're just painted on, and they're not even painted on that sharp or clean. They're kind of inconsistent. You could see like one of the spikes there is a little small compared to some of the other ones. And yeah, I've always liked the fact that these are sculpted. He does have articulated hands, but again, they look okay. They don't look as bad as some other Toybiz figures. The Hasbro one does look cleaner, but I don't feel that it captures the classic look for Ant-Man as good as the Toybiz one, especially because of the head sculpt. They chose to go with the more classic head sculpt that works really good. He has the removable helmet, so you could see the Scott Lang head sculpt. The head's a little bit small, but it's so that it could fit the helmet on, so that's okay. And for the most part, I don't think I've ever displayed it without the helmet, so I'm fine with how the head looks. And that's really cool that you have a removable helmet. You don't see that too often. And the head sculpt on the classic one really doesn't capture the classic look that you'd want on this body. And I do like the brighter red on the Hasbro one. The red on the Toybiz one is a little, it's dull, I guess you could say. It's not as bright and vibrant. It still looks okay, but it doesn't look as eye-catching as the Hasbro one. And let's see here, what else do we have to compare? I do like that the Hasbro one has a belt. The Toybiz one does not. It just has the little emblem here sculpted onto his pelvis area. This one actually has a belt, so that's cool. And something else I think the Hasbro one has over the Toybiz one is the way the shorts are. I like how the shorts come down to the hip joints, and it just kind of makes it look more smooth. And I do wish that that was the case here with the Toybiz one, because it has the ball joints that kind of look funny. And I think if they were blue, like the same color as the hips here, I think that would have looked smoother and nicer, and I think it would have been more accurate. But overall, I do think the Toybiz one is more accurate. I do think that the Hasbro one is cleaner and more sleek looking. Really just a matter of preference. For me, I prefer to have the classic look. So as far as the overall look goes, I like the look of the Toybiz one better. And this is a body I think that was pretty original. I want to say that it shared some parts with Iron Fist, the Toybiz Iron Fist, obviously, but for the most part it was improved over that body, because that body had some crazy joints going on and it looked a lot better here. Like I said, he has articulated hands kinda, but I mean, they don't look that bad. You're still able to get a pretty decent fist and an open hand, so that's cool. And on the Hasbro one, you have no choices as far as the hands go. He just comes with a pair of fists, but obviously they look better than Ant-Man's fists. So yeah, I don't know. It's really difficult to decide which one I like more in terms of the overall look goes. And for the articulation, the figures are pretty much even. They both have double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. They both have ab crunch, waist swivel, ball jointed heads. They both have ball jointed shoulders, but the Hasbro one does have a shoulder swivel and the Toybiz one does not. And the Toybiz one does have a lower leg swivel and the Hasbro one does not, as you could see. And I'd say that the hips don't work as good on the Hasbro one as they do on the Toybiz one. As you can see, you can't really get them to do the splits, but you can get this Ant-Man to do the splits. So that's pretty cool, but then you have the ball jointed hips that kind of take some work to get them to go into the direction that you want. They don't move as easily as they do with these kind of hips, but you get a little more range of motion. So you know, it's kind of your choice once again. But yeah, I'd say for the most part, the articulation is even on these guys. You know, give or take a couple things. But yeah, I do wish that the Toybiz one had some kind of shoulder swivel, but you know, it's never like I've missed it before. I never even thought about it actually, but it would be cool to have, and it's nice that the Hasbro one does have that. But overall, in the category of articulation, these guys are pretty much even. And for scale, here they are next to the Toybiz Marvel Legends Face-Off Captain America and the Hasbro Marvel Legends Bucky Cap. And as you can see, both Ant-Mans will fit perfectly fine within your Marvel Legends display, whether it's dominated by Hasbro or Toybiz. I think both of them scale just fine with both lines of figures. For accessories, neither one of them come with very much. The Hasbro version comes with a little miniature Wasp figure that's pretty nice, and the Toybiz one comes with the removable helmet, but it also came with the Build-A-Figure piece that can be used to build the Marvel Legends Giant Man figure, and that's by far my favorite Build-A-Figure so far, so I thought that was really cool that they included an Ant-Man figure into a wave that built Giant Man. I think that was awesome. But for the most part, in the category of accessories, they're pretty much even, but it is awesome that the Toybiz version came with the Build-A-Figure piece, and it's a shame that the Hasbro one did not. And I get that they're doing, you know, it's the retro wave. I don't expect them to put a big ugly Build-A-Figure in there, but they should have packed some more accessories with him because he doesn't have a Build-A-Figure, just to make it more worth the price that you're paying. So in the end, if I had to pick one of these two figures, I'd probably stick with the Toybiz one. The Hasbro one is pretty cool. I do like it. I don't regret that I bought it or anything like that, but I was just really surprised that even after I opened that up, I was still, you know, inclined to want to have my Toybiz version remain inside of my collection. I just think that that guy holds up, and I think that he looks really cool. I believe that he captures the classic look for Ant-Man better than the Hasbro one does. The Hasbro one does have advantages as far as like the clean look that it has, and it fits in better with your modern Marvel Legends collection, but the Ant-Man one isn't like super outdated. It doesn't look horrible. I think it'll fit in just fine as well, but the Hasbro one definitely fits in a little bit better. It just doesn't capture that classic look enough for me. If it had the classic looking helmet, then I would have probably given this to the Hasbro one. That's really the big flaw for me. I'm not a huge fan of that helmet, and the rest of the body looks fine. I don't even mind that they use the Pizza Spider-Man body. I'm okay with that. I think it works good for Hank Pym, but yeah, I just wish that the head was classic, and I think that's something that the Toybiz one nailed. And eventually I'll probably figure something out and just, you know, put that Toybiz head onto the Hasbro body and call it a day, but I don't know, because I really like that Toybiz one too. I think the sculpt on the body is good. It doesn't look super outdated. I think that it's held up pretty good over time. It's not as smooth and clean as the Hasbro one, but it does still look nice. It doesn't look as wonky and crazy as some of, you know, the other Toybiz figures out there. But, you know, I'm not one of those people that can't accept that Toybiz is gone. I loved Toybiz back in the day. That's what got me into Marvel Legends, and even before that with the 5-inch Marvel stuff when I was a kid. So I'll always love Toybiz, and there's some figures that even if they get outdated, I'll probably never get rid of them, like the Face-Off Captain America and a few here and there. This Ant-Man, Nightcrawler. There's just a couple that are always going to stick around in my collection somehow, but I'm completely, you know, comfortable saying that Hasbro now does Marvel Legends better than Toybiz ever did, and they have a bunch of figures that they've just smashed the Toybiz version. So, and that's okay. Toybiz was a long time ago. Hasbro's a new thing, and it's awesome. But in this case, I do not think that they topped the Toybiz Ant-Man, and they really could have. So it's kind of a shame, but either way, I am happy to have both of these figures, and I will probably find a way to match them up. I think that's it. Let me know which one of these two figures you like more, and I really appreciate you guys checking out this video. I do hope that you enjoyed it, so I think that's it. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff, and thank you very much. Peace.
That's crispy.